Okay, so in this lesson what we're going to do is we're going to break down the pentatonic even more into smaller sections. We're going to start to talk about chord tones, stuff that you want to gravitate towards. And so let me bring the camera down and let's go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so the first little section we're going to do, or let's do a quick review. We learned the whole pentatonic scale. Now that's a good exercise to go through. Go through that a few times to warm up, and then again, by now you should probably be applying alternate picking. So use that as do your finger exercises. If you're doing some scales up here, work on that. Then go over to your pentatonic scale and just go up and back down that scale, alternate picking. Do it a few times. Just kind of get yourself all everything all warmed up, and memorize that whole pattern. But what we're gonna do is actually let's review what else we did. We went from root to root, the lower 3 strings, and then we went to the upper 3 strings. So now the next step is break it down even further. We're going to break it down to 2-string sections. It's going to use just those notes, and then what we're going to do is we're going to target chord tones. So that's what we need to talk about now. So whenever you play a chord, this is A minor pentatonic. We're going to focus around the chord tones of an A minor chord. I know that doesn't sound great distorted, but that's an A minor. So what we need to do is I'm going to add in a few more notes in here because it's going to be important to explain how this all works. And after we work on all the pentatonics, what we're going to do is add in these notes into the mixture and show you how you can have some extra notes that will give you a little bit more expression. So we're going to turn this pentatonic right here, these 4 notes, these 2 strings. We're going to add in 2 extra notes in here. So we have that. Now we're going to add in this note right here. And again, don't worry about playing this exact thing. We'll get to it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to 1 again, because there's 7 tones within each scale. So this way, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I went root to root, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're back to our root again. So there's 5 tones, and that's what penta means, 5. So there's 2 notes that are not contained in our pentatonic scale. But for what I'm going to talk about next, this is very important. So what we need to do is these chords, these notes that are in the chord, A minor chord, they consist of the 1st, the 3rd, 1, 2, 3, and the 5th, 4, 5, and then we have 6, 7, and then 1 again. So we're only using these 2 strings. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 as a total here. But actually, we don't have to worry about this one. We only have to go up to 5. So we only use them the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. So in the A minor chord, you have that note 1, 2, 3, which is an A. 2, 3 is a C. 4th is a D. 5th tone is an E. So our chord tones are A, C, and E. If you notice, that's every single note of our pentatonic scale except for this note. And that's a tension tone. That's what you want to play to kind of cause a little bit of tension so you can resolve it. And then sometimes this note will actually fit over certain chords in our progression, because later on down the line we're going to go and target certain chord tones over certain chords. That's a little bit advanced topic. What we're going to do in this, right now what we're going to do is we're going to target our tonal center of a whole progression, which has a whole bunch of different chords. But the chords all evolve around one particular chord. And in this case, it's the A minor chord. So we want to target mainly the A minor chord tones, which is the A, C, and E. So let's examine our A minor. Let's make this clean for a second so we don't hear all that distortion. So here's an A minor. Now if I examine this, remember what we had in here? One was A, B, C was the third, 4th, 5th is E. So A, C, E. An A minor chord, you have our open A. The next note down is an E. Next note down is another A. Next note down is a C. And then next note is an E. So as you see, all we have is A's, C's, and E's within that chord. So I'm going to play a chord and hit some of these chord tones. Here's a 1 or the root. Of course, that fits good. Then let's listen to the third. Not as stable, but still works. That is sounds a little bit better than the third. That's the 5th. So that fits. Now watch this. That doesn't sound so great, does it? Kind of causes a bit of tension. Hear how when I slide up to that note, which is our E, in a chord tone, it kind of resolves everything. So, yep, so we're going to focus around it. The 1st, 3rd, and 5th, which is every note within this part of the scale except for this one. This is our tension tone. So, we put the distortion on, improvise, and show you what I mean. Alright, so here we go. Again, I'm not going to get fancy. I'm going to keep this nice and simple. So here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. See those how they. Can I hit this? Tension. Chord tone. Chord tone. Chord that's tension. Tension. Yeah, so I think you kind of seen how that worked. It is a little tricky with just these 4 notes to get really fancy or make it really sound great, but just do the best you can. And then once we add in the extra tones within that is where it's going to start to sound a little bit better, and it gives you more tones to play around with. So there you go. There's that little section. Play around with that. Get pretty good with that, and then yeah, we'll move on to the next lesson. All right, see you there.